You can import data from the clipboard directly into the data model. However, we do not suggest to do that because it is probably better to import data in an Excel workbook and then creating a linked table. In the Power Pivot window, you have a few buttons in the clipboard area. If you have some data in the clipboard, for example, if you copy in the clipboard this table from a Word file, but it could be any other document, in any other program, at this point you can go back to the Power Pivot window and click on the Paste button. This dialog box shows a preview of the data, and you can specify a name to give to the table. The check first row as column header allows you to decide whether the first row in the clipboard should be considered as a column header or not. We select this and we import the data in a Power Pivot table. Every time you click on Paste, you obtain a new table in your data model. However, there are other two options in the clipboard operation: Paste Append and Paste Replace. By clicking on Paste Replace, you are going to replace the content of the current table with the content that you have in the clipboard. As usual, the Exclude First Row of Copied Data allows you to consider the first row of the data that you have in the clipboard as column header or not. In this case, if you try to ignore the first row as column header, what happens is that the string organization key is considered a string, and so the entire content of the column should be a string. But this is not compatible with the data that you already imported, because before the organization key was a number and not a string. So for this reason the Paste Replace fails if you try to remove this setting. If we ignore the first row of the data that we have in the clipboard, the remaining part of the table will replace the existing table in our data model, using the same column names and same data type that we already have in our table, and for this reason we can see the preview in this case. By clicking OK, we complete the replace operation, and of course the content is the same. Now if you click on Paste Append, what happens is that we try to merge the content of the clipboard with the current content of the table. At this point, again, we have to check the first row, so we want to exclude the first row that we have in the clipboard from the data, and when you complete the operation, you see that the same rows appears twice in this table. So we have duplicated rows because we imported the same table twice. Using the clipboard in Power Pivot could be a good idea only to do a very quick prototype, but it is not very comfortable as soon as you want to refresh this data. A better option is paste data in Excel. For example, we may paste the same content in an Excel workbook and then create a table, and we can name this table. For example, we can decide to give it a name of organizations, and then we can use the Power Pivot linked table. By clicking on Add to Data Model, this table is imported as a linked table. The advantage of this approach is that you can go in Excel and you can put other informations, or also you can add some data, or you can add columns to your table without having the need to completely rebuild the content of the table, or trying to understand how to change a single row in the table that you imported from the clipboard.